I don't even really feel like I'm at home when I'm in the States or in Taiwan. Like, I don't feel like I belong in either place, even though I lived in both for a long time, you know?
Really?
Like, when I'm tripping, I always think I want to go home, but then I realize I don't have a home.
Oh, shoot.
Like, where do you feel like you're at home?
Oh, I know. It's like when my dick is in the vagina. That's when I feel like that's the end. Like all roads leads to that.
Yeah.
home.
Because
And
I
then
feel like ever since we left the womb from birth,
So you
like,
think
we're
that makes
just
sense,
getting
right?
farther and farther away from home.
Yeah. So you think that the home is the womb, right? So you think when like my dick's in the vagina, that's the closest.
You can.
So my feeling.
That's where you're from.
So my feeling is logical.
So you're from the vagina.
So
Like, that's your home.
Yeah.
Isn't it mind blowing to think that like you spend 9 months inside of somebody? And 我觉得女生都很伟大. Like they can hold, like the deepest thing anybody can do for you is to carry you for 9 months. If you think about it, do that.
Yeah, that's really tough.
Yeah, like I couldn't ever imagine carrying somebody for 9 months, and then after they're born to take care of them for 2 years. You know. I mean, for like 20 years, for 25 years. It's crazy.
It sounds like something shouldn't really be happening.
Yeah,
right?
it sounds unnatural.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds unnatural. Like human being not supposed to like multiply.
Yeah, how come
this
human
much.
beings are so weak? You know how a giraffe, when it gives birth, the giraffe can just fall out of the giraffe's vagina like 8 feet, and then it just gets up and it starts walking. But humans, if you just shit out a baby and left it there, he'll die on the same day.
By the way, do you know
可是
why?
那个是因为他
Let me
要
explain
大
it.
脑要长，
Yeah,
他要长
let
大脑，
me
所以他
explain
不
it
会
in English. So basically, it's because
这个
okay, so basically human beings are human beings because of the brain, right? We're intelligent, right? So basically, our brains can't grow any bigger in the womb, or else it can't even come out of the vagina. So when we first come out of the vagina, we are all premature. Our brain is still developing, and our skulls are soft. Right, so that's why we need to take care of the baby for the longest time out of all
To make
the
sure their
animals.
their skull gets hard
Yeah, so
and their brain gets big. So you
that's the evolution.
basically,
We're too smart for the.
okay, so
for
it's
the
kind of
women.
like StarCraft. Have you ever played StarCraft? So in StarCraft, right, there are a few different races. There's like Terran and Zerg and like whatever. So the way that we raise our babies is we know that human strength is in the brain. So all we have to do is take care of the baby until their brain is smart enough, and then they can go out and
Yeah,
dominate.
exactly.
You know.
And you know
That's
how
what
many years
makes
that
us
takes?
different.
Like 13 years or 15 years.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, it takes 15 to 18 years actually
Yeah.
for the brain to
Wait,
mature.
no animal takes care of their kid for
For
that
like
long,
18
right?
years exactly. So we're sort of like it's a give and take.
Yeah.
Like you know for the amount of effort we take
Yeah.
put into nurturing the brain. But you know in the future we probably won't even have to go through the womb and go through that process because we can just raise our babies in the tube. So that you know when that happens we can become
Yeah.
so much more intelligent because the size of the vagina and
Yeah.
the size of the woman's like hip
Yeah.
is it's the limiting factor for the brain.
So in the future we're gonna grow babies in test tubes.
And then we
but
get smarter.
But you know how like okay, so basically our test tube now is a girl's womb, right?
Yeah.
But when we have an artificial test tube, we can grow that baby to be super mature and
Exactly.
then wake it up
Yeah,
after
yeah,
its
yeah.
brain is already fully.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know that those movies where like some they're basically like genetically modifying genes and they're raising. Okay, I don't know how to explain it. You know how to explain
That's
it?
the end of the conversation.